Hello, I am Bimla. I will be your guide for Unit 6 of Mechanic Diesel. Telescope gauge, an instrument used for measuring the inside size of slots or holes. It consists of a handle and two plungers, one of which telescopes into the other. Both the plungers are kept under spring tension. In order to lock the plungers in position, a knurled screw at the end of the handle is tightened. If the diameter of a hole is to be measured, the plungers are first compressed and then locked. Measuring technique: compress the fixed and telescopic legs and lock them by locking screw. Insert the gauge ends into the hole to be measured. Unlock the legs by unscrewing the locking screw for expanding the legs to the inner diameter of the hole. Measure with feel and lock the legs in position. Transfer the measurement to an outside micrometer for reading. Dial bore gauge. This is a precision measuring instrument used for measuring the internal dimensions. The dial bore gauge is normally available as a 2-point self-cantering type. Straight edges. For testing straightness and to use a guide for making long straight lines, straight edges made of steel or cast iron are used. Steel straight edges. These are usually available up to 2 meters in length and may be rectangular in cross section or have one edge beveled. Use of straight edges. Checking with feeler gauges. In certain situations, when the gap between the surface and the straight edge is more, a feeler gauge can be used to determine the extent of deviation. Feeler gauge. A feeler gauge consists of a number of hardened and tempered steel blades of various thicknesses mounted in steel case. User of feeler gauges. To check the gap between the mating parts, to check and set the spark plug gaps and tap it, clearance in an engine, etc. To set the clearance between the fixture, setting block and the cutter or tool for machining the jobs, to check and measure the bearing clearance and for many other purposes where a specified clearance must be maintained. Types of feeler gauge: universal master gauge, standard feeler gauge, ignition feeler gauge, screw pitch gauge. Purpose: a screw pitch gauge is used to determine the pitch of a thread. It is also used to compare the profile of threads. Constructional features: the thread profile on each blade is cut for about 25 mm to 30 mm. The pitch of the blade is stamped on each blade. The standard and range of the pitches are marked on the case. For obtaining accurate results while using the screw pitch gauge, the full length of the blade should be placed on the thread. Vacuum gauge. A vacuum gauge is a useful diagnostic and time-up tool. It is used to detect vacuum leaks at ideal speed, sticking valves, worn rings, clogged exhaust, incorrect timing, and positive crankcase ventilation. PCV. Attaching vacuum gauge. Some manifold incorporated as a plug that may be removed so that vacuum flying adapter may be installed. A relative study high vacuum reading indicate an absence vacuum leak in the system. Example: values and rings are in good sealing. Fairly steady vacuum reading indicate vacuum leak in the system, i.e. value and rings are not in good sealing. Vacuum reading indicate uneven valves are burned or sticky and damaged piston or blown gasket. Tire pressure gauge. It is used to check the pressure of tire unit. Borden Tube pressure gauges made by stainless steel. The pointer shaft will then turn clockwise to move needle on a graduated scale to indicate pressure. Special features of pressure gauge: excellent load cycle, stability and shock resistance. All stainless steel construction, positive pressure ranges 0 to 200 psi. High training. With this, you have completed your week 6 of mechanic diesel. Thank you.